Have you ever wanted to run around New York as Peter Parker in Spider-Man 2? If the answer is yes, go to any challenge icon and activate it. I chose this race on the building opposite the Daily Bugle for convenience sake. Now go to the Daily Bugle roof and you'll find the vents that Spider-Man can use to access the restroom to change out of his suit. During the challenge, the vents remain shut, but if you have Spider-Man sprint against the edge of this door at a roughly 45-degree angle, hold jump to charge it and then simply let go, and if your angle is correct, Spider-Man should clip straight through the small gap between the door and the wall. Now inside the restroom, press start and exit this challenge, then try this challenge again. This will now respawn Peter Parker, Peter time, not Spider-Man, back at the challenge marker. Now Peter Parker lacks any special abilities. I'm not insulting the dude, it's just a fact. I'm back! However, you are able to recover the ability to wall jump by restarting the challenge and then exiting again and not restarting. When you press and hold jump, if Peter now does the jump charge animation, you'll know you're able to wall jump. It's only mildly useful, but you take what you can get. Once Peter is at ground level, there's no way for him to get back up to the rooftops, but you're able to explore all of New York as Peter Parker instead of just the Daily Bugle. Because we all know how fun it is in there, right? You'll probably have noticed by now there are no cars or NPCs populating the city, but we can actually fix that. Firstly, make sure you purchase the fight arena as it will be needed later. In the Lower East side of the map, you'll find this challenge, which you can activate and then head all the way to the Daily Bugle roof to perform the vent clip as before. Oh look, it's the restroom again. You can gain back the wall jump ability by trying to change into your Spider-Man suit, but it won't actually do it. Now exit and restart the challenge to be placed back at the marker. This version of the glitch really messes with how the city loads, as you can see by the giant black void in the distance. Also, buildings take a while to load in as you explore around the city. It also completely destroys the map in the menu too, like where's most of the geometry? It's missing aside from a few details here and there. Anyway, now go down to the warehouse below and the doors should open. This is why we needed to purchase the fight arena, as I tried this without it and the doors wouldn't open for me, so if they don't open for you, this is why. Go inside and then come back out again, and now the pedestrians and the cars will be loaded back into the game and populate the city. Outside of being able to explore New York, there isn't really much you can do with this glitch. I guess you can take Peter Parker to the club. Or for a donut. Hang out with the balloon kids. Yeah, sorry, can't really help you with that, kid. Also, careful you don't get your head stuck in that. Oh, never mind. Well, good luck with that. I mean, you can try and help with crimes around New York, but you are literally powerless to help. I'll catch them. Just forget it. I'll take out these bad guys. This isn't a very good day for Peter Parker, is it? And to have everything return back to normal, all you have to do is get your butt kicked. A small price to pay in the grand scheme of things. Next time you're fighting some bad guys, why not try this pretty amusing glitch? Grapple an enemy, then press any direction and the attack button at the same time, then immediately press the web button twice. If you do this correctly, the enemy should now be stuck in the air and Spidey will run around as though he's still grappling with them. You can now run around like this, and if you get far enough away and then tap the web button once more, some pretty interesting things can happen. They'll either teleport to your location and freak out, or in this one case, they stayed put and did this, which was amazing, quite frankly. If you stray too far away from a fight whilst in a mission, it will fail and things return back to normal, as will performing a double jump. I gotta say, this glitch is an instant favorite of mine. What would New York be without cars and traffic? A staple of the big city, cars can be seen throughout the game as you'd expect. What you don't expect, though, is that at a certain junction located here on the map, you can find a pathfinding glitch with the cars which has them driving in circles and through each other. These guys obviously failed their driving test, but decided to hit the road anyway. Now, as far as I'm aware, this may be the only point in the map this occurs, but with the size of Spider-Man 2's map, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened in other spots too. Early in the game, Spider-Man must save an art gallery from thieves. But if you're not into that idea, it's actually possible to leave the art gallery and casually dodge your responsibilities. To do this, we'll once again be clipping through a small gap in the entrance to the gallery. And it's exactly the same as the clip used in the Peter Parker glitch, just hold jump to charge it and then run at the corner and release jump and Spidey will go straight through the door. Now you're out of bounds, the streets will once again be empty, and it seems the party is very much happening back inside the gallery. So to get back in, you do the same clip through the wall, and surprise, I'm back, boys. Oh, you didn't even know I'd left? The level of disrespect I get around here, honestly. Funnily enough, if you perform this clip outside of the mission, the interior isn't actually loaded, so you'll be able to run around inside this void, which is pretty cool, I think. Wow, I'm just very easily pleased. At some point, you'll inevitably have to do these annoying boat rescue missions. So for an extra added layer of fun, when you rescue the last citizen, instead of dropping them off on the ground, take them all the way to the Empire State Building and drop them off there. The mission will end, and they might even casually walk off the edge. Dropping them off here means that when you go down to street level, pedestrians won't load in, and only cars patrol New York now. Nobody walks anymore. Everybody's just so lazy. To get everybody back, all you have to do is complete a purple mission marker, and it's like they never left. Although when they start asking you to save them again, you'll wish they had. Weirdly, in the stadium, there's a strange invisible box that you can stick to above the trophy cabinet. It can be crawled all over, but seemingly serves no purpose aside from maybe being leftover collision from an earlier design perhaps, but that's purely speculation on my part. Strangely though, this isn't possible before you fight Beck in the stadium, so this area is changed permanently after that section of the game. Maybe it's Beck's special effects wizardry. Speaking of Beck, it's possible to leave the first fight with him at the stadium by reaching this platform during the second phase of the fight and then jumping to the steel beams high above. If you crawl around enough up here, you'll find that there's a section of the roof which Spidey can crawl through that technically puts him out of bounds. Bear in mind, Beck can still hurt you up here, so you have to act fast, but basically make a huge leap and web swing towards the edge of the stadium, and that will place you outside in the city. However, the game will behave as though you're still in the boss fight, and the sound of the obstacle course resetting will play incredibly loudly every now and again. If you make your way back to the stadium now, Beck can still hurt you, but that's not the most bizarre thing. You'll now realize that the map isn't loaded correctly, and you'll reach a point where the game prevents you from moving any further forward aside from being able to rotate on the spot, and there's nothing you can really do about this, so make sure you've saved before trying this one. Before we move on from this out of bounds, another cool little detail I noticed is that you can fall straight through the stands, and below this section you'll find the entrance to the stadium is stored underneath them, which I thought was really cool for some reason. Is that weird? It's probably weird. Also, I don't think these people are to scale, but he's having a good time with it anyway. One of the many foes you can come up against in Spider-Man 2 is Shocker, who is actually a huge pushover thanks to a glitch involving how this boss fight actually triggers. Before you enter the arena you fight Shocker in, climb and crawl up onto this wall and avoid touching the floor, which is actually where the boss fight trigger is, and now make your way into the arena proper. You'll now see that Shocker doesn't move, but in a convenient turn of events can still take a punch which counts towards lowering his health. If you now perform 13 3-hit combos like so, you then want to trigger the cutscene that usually plays out before the fight, because if you beat Shocker in this state, you'll actually soft lock the fight, so he needs to be active when you land the final blow. Needless to say, this makes the boss extremely easy, but the real shocker is that this exact same glitch can be used to beat him in the second encounter later on in the game. The same deal as the first time, there's a cutscene trigger by this door which can be skipped by jumping up to and crawling on the ceiling and then entering the arena. Once again, hit him with 13 3-hit combos and then activate the cutscene and then finish him off. Easy peasy. I guess you could say it was a real shock to the system for him. Ha ha. If you've ever tried to swim in this game, you'll know that Spidey ain't about that aquatic life and makes a swift exit from the water. When he does this, the camera angle changes slightly, and if you jump away from the wall and web zip to the land without touching the control stick, you'll find that the camera stays locked to its current position. You can continually jump and web zip to get further away, and in some cases, parts of New York will start to be culled out based on Spidey's location. This is best performed in the Central Park area of the game, as it's the only place you can successfully make it back to land. And once you touch the control stick, the camera returns to normal. So set yourself a challenge, see how far you can get before the game decides, hey, you ain't going any further. Beating down enemies in this game is incredibly amusing by itself, even though the fact that you can keep knocking their lifeless bodies around long after they hit the dirt is kind of disturbing. We'll let it slide. Using the upgrade air kick-off jump, things can get really crazy if you punch them up into the air, then repeatedly web and air kick off them in a continuous combo. Pressing attack, web, and jump in that order again and again in a fast rhythm gives you extra height each time it's performed, and the longer you do this, the higher you'll go. It's tricky to get the rhythm down and keep it going, but you can go way higher than the game ever intends. Hey man, I'm really glad I could share this view with you. Oh yeah, that's right, you're not conscious. It's time we talk about the hands down best glitch in the game, the infamous train glitch, and it's so easy to do. If Spider-Man so much as touches the train, he loses about half his health, and touching it again, well, that's where the real magic happens. Spidey will get thrown so violently into the air, no superpower on Earth could save him. Now, most of the time, he'll travel amazing distances only to reach an unavailable part of the map and land in water? In the air? Okay, hold up. What? Or he could just become stuck in the air, unable to move while someone's watching 24 in the background. If Spidey collides with a building in this state, he gets turned into a human pinball and pings around New York. Oh, and if you're really lucky, you may even get this epic level glitch freakout. The screaming pedestrian just adds to this. I kid you not, it took a whole 5 minutes for this to end, and I laughed every second of it. And now you see why this is the best glitch in the game by far, and if you try out nothing else from Spider-Man 2, try this glitch. It's guaranteed fun.